presentation is brought to you by Darkshore Capital, crafting capital management solutions for your world. Hello everyone, today is October 25th, 2020, and my name is Andrew, and this is our first product development broadcast. The basic idea of this presentation is that we're going to work through various gold making things that I do in World of Warcraft, taking care of the daily things that need to be done. I don't want to call them chores, because they're not chores. We enjoy doing this stuff. And then once we've worked through all of that, we're going to look at some new, different ways, different ideas of what I'm working on, try and make more gold. I've got a pretty good idea of what I want to do today, so we'll certainly get into that. Just a couple notes about the format of the presentation. Like I said, I'm going to be running through some daily stuff, giving some live commentary on what's happening on screen as I'm going through it. And when appropriate, just expanding on things. Once we get to a point where things are getting a little repetitive or tedious or just, don't require any live commentary, I've got some topics that you'll see on the screen once we transition over to the live game capture. And we'll work through just discussing those topics as needed. My idea with this presentation series, because hopefully this becomes a regular thing, is that we'll build up some list of topics that need to be discussed, things that require a little bit more than a main section on the This Week in Gold Making presentation. Something that can be a little more freeform, something that can hopefully get some audience participation, because as you may notice, this is currently being live broadcast on the Twitch platform. The plan is to save the recording off to YouTube and any other platform that we may be using in the future as a way to save it. So I would ask that anyone on the live broadcast try to keep the discussion to gold making things, as this is going to be saved for future audiences. Obviously, it's totally fine to have some pleasantries, not a big deal. But yeah, let's stop talking and actually get into it. I'm gonna transition over here to the game capture, and we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So as you can see, we're on the Area 52 realm on the US servers. Got some level 50 characters that are maxed out and have some stuff that need to be taken care of. The daily reset just happened about 20 minutes ago, so we're gonna go through and do some daily stuff. Excuse me, got some coffee. Still a bit early in the morning for me over here. So my priest is currently an enchanter and an inscriptionist, which is a nice little combo. This character was for a long time jewel crafting and enchanting, but it got to the point where jewel crafting just wasn't really that profitable, and inscription has, I'm sure you're aware, some wonderful trinkets that can be made currently, so I decided that was going to be the thing to do. Looks like I need some more war paints. I don't know if I've got any. I do have a few Draenor herbs here. I'm in the process of getting some stuff set up to get a little bit more access to these Draenor herbs on a regular basis. Stuff that involves leveling characters at the same time as producing some materials. Alright, so we got our daily cooldowns out of the way. I'm not sure if this is all of them, but they're the ones that I'm just going to be doing at the moment. Something that I've kind of told myself and wanted to get myself in the habit of is not like overly stressing about getting every single thing done. I think that's probably just a good lesson for life in general, and particularly for this game. But yeah, so, right now we've got 3 cooldowns on this character, and that's great. That's good enough. So this is actually pretty exciting. So it was just the reset, and we've got 2 Expulsum World Quests. Obviously, one of these, the Ultramarine Pigment one, is a inscription only, so we're only going to be able to do that on our 1 character. But yeah, this doesn't happen too often where you get 2 Expulsum World Quests, so we're definitely going to be doing those, because I'm assuming Winter's Kiss is going to be not prohibitively expensive and still worth it. I'm just checking the other zones to see if there's any Cooking World Quests up as well. It'd be pretty crazy to get 3 Expulsum World Quests in one day. It doesn't look like any today. Pro tip, any max level character who you want to acquire more Expulsum on, just pick up Cooking, because you don't have to level it or anything, but if you have Cooking, the cooking world quests will become available to you, and oftentimes those will reward expulsing. Let's go on Valshara 1. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. We're, doing some product development today. All right, so first things first, I need to buy some Winter's Kiss. Gonna hope this isn't too prohibitively expensive. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. So, I'm not gonna bother buying all of it right now, just because there's plenty at 74% market value. So all my characters are gonna be able to get those just fine. And run down and turn it in. Cool. All right, so the broom. It's a nice time of year, Halloween. Get access to the magic brooms. Super fancy. Makes traveling around that much easier. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn this in, and I think we're going to be done with this character for now. Pre-patch is a fun time for add-ons. Kind of curious this one is airing out with the World Quest Helper. That one's usually pretty good. We've got some goggles here that I'm going to disenchant at a later point, but more on that later. Okay, so we got daily cooldowns, checked world quests. There's not a gold emissary. This is the one character that I do consider doing all of the world quests, well, not all the world quests, all of the emissaries on, just because it's the one that was my main for a long time, so it's pretty easy access to the Paragon caches, and that's just an extra 4,000 gold every once in a while. So we might come back to this character in a bit and do some world quests once we've knocked out all of our daily things. Let's see. So next character is going to be the Rogue. Rogue is pretty boring, straightforward. It's a relatively new character. Well, not to get too sidetracked from the gold making, but this is... I say this is a new character, but this is actually one of my oldest characters. Actually created back in vanilla, and it was a night elf at the time. Anyway, yeah, this character is just mining and engineering, so gonna be making jards. It's gonna be quite a bit of jards creation in the near future. Any of you who are aware of the Sky Golem situation know what a great gold making opportunity it can be if you really get yourself set up for it. Also Ghost Iron Ore, because this is the smelter on this realm. I do actually technically have 2 smelters on this realm, but the other one's on another account that's currently not active. And I'm trying to, not as any kind of a rule or anything, trying to just use one account at the moment. That's probably going to change once Shadowlands actually drops, but until then... Yeah, we're just gonna keep it to 1. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we gotta get our Winter's Kiss. That's right. Mount up on the Brutosaur and grab the Winter's Kiss. Just use the recent searches. That's nice and convenient. All right. So as we're getting this, we can start talking about our topics. I smelted 2,000 Ghost Iron Ore the other day, and me. Yeah, see, Ghost Iron Ore smelting is the kind of thing that's great to kick off as you're about to go AFK for a little bit. I literally, on a different character this morning, got a bunch of Ghost... not even that much Ghost Iron Ore, probably I think it was 1,000, and set it to smelting before I went out and walked the dogs, and came back, and character was still smelting, so... I feel your pain on that one for sure. We're not going to be smelting Ghost Iron Ore right now, because right now we're still just running through all the daily things that need to get done. But, plus, Ghost Iron Ore smelting is not really the thrilling content that viewers on the live broadcast or the VODs that we're recording are going to be looking for. All right, Paladin's next. This is my oldest character, actually. My original World of Warcraft character. A lot of history on this character. It's funny, just as a little bit of an aside, the stream that I did prior to this one, the live broadcast I did prior to this one, was partially a celebration of this character turning 15, which is just, I don't know, incomprehensible to me. But looks like we got a sale on some uncanny. Got a bunch of tide spray bracers in here, as you've can see, to scrap, since this character is a blacksmith, and for my money, I think the blacksmithing is probably the best uncanny crafted stuff, at least for variety. I mean, there's definitely an argument between blacksmithing and inscription as to which one's better. I'm sure some other gold makers would have some stuff to say about that, but yeah, blacksmithing good. A lot of good stuff with that. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna do our Winter's Kiss. Grab that and then do our cooldowns. This character's also an engineer, so we get more jards. That's super annoying. If you try to use the magic broom while you're mounted, it just dismounts you and puts the broom on cooldown. Such a pain, I know. Alright, okay, we actually need some ghost iron. Okay, there's a bit in the guild vault, that's good. Yeah, my ghost iron supplies are a little bit lacking at the moment because of some other projects that we'll be getting to momentarily. If any of you have been watching Shark and 808 recently, you'll probably know exactly, well, maybe not based on what I've said so far, but what Sharkin's been doing recently is what we'll be doing a little bit later as well. Though not quite on the scale that he's going. Inscription was a bit crazy since pre-patch when it comes to expulsive. Yeah, so it's funny, I was totally on the train of, or the thought train that the pre-patch would actually cause all the uncanny gear and inscription stuff to like die out a little bit, since somewhere I read or heard that the pre-patch event gear was going to eclipse anything you could get from uncanny crafting. Now, obviously, that did not happen yet because, well, pre-patch shenanigans, the game got delayed, etc., and the actual event hasn't happened yet. We should actually probably look into if that's happening now. I mean, I'm sure I'd see somewhere in the news situations, Wowhead, etc., if it was actually coming out. But, yeah. So I thought uncanny gear probably would fall in price because, you know, people would just get it from the event. But event's not out, so yeah. Smart one there, Andrew. Probably should have thought that one through a little bit more. But anyway, we've since corrected our course on that situation. And yeah, you know, still doing the Expulsum Shuffle. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Everyone's favorite gold making stuff. You know, actually, this is a good time for me to say what I always say when it comes to talking about the Expulsum Shuffle. It's very easy to complain about it, and anytime you either are complaining about something yourself or hear somebody complaining about something, this goes for everything, but you know, in particular with gold making, that's a great opportunity for you to make some gold, because if somebody else doesn't want to do it, chances are you can probably do it and sell it to them and make a profit. So yeah, be aware of those things. Like obviously it's tedious, and you're going to have to deal with that. But if you're willing to put up with it, or see it for what it is, it can be a great gold making opportunity. So this character is a leatherworker and a tailor. And we need to get the Winter's Kiss first. So we're going to be making some Mists of Pandaria daily cooldowns in an effort to unlock more patterns and get some of these BOP material. I guess this one isn't BOP, but it's needed to craft a BOP one. Again, like I mentioned earlier, there's other stuff that can be done for both tailoring and leatherworking, but at the moment, I'm really just trying not to like overwhelm myself. I'm just gonna set this one to favorite and just keep it going. Yeah, I realized recently that yeah, this needs to be crafted every day because yeah, hardened magnificent hide. Yeah, not that there's too many of it, but like these things. Yeah, I mean, the competition on the server is quite stiff. Like, there's 5 on the auction house as of an hour and a half ago, 7 on the auction house for these guys. This is not that. But, you know, you can't make money if you don't put the stuff up for auction. So, anyway, we're getting a little sidetracked. So, more cloth and more cloth. It's interesting. I actually have 2 tailors on this realm now. I've been kind of considering dropping the tailoring on this character, but yeah, I've got a decent amount of bind-on pickup materials saved up, so maybe not yet. A couple sales, we'll just leave those there for now. Okay, we got the world quest. Yep, I think we're good on this guy. Let's move it on. Exactly, Expulsum raised the entry barrier a lot, made it better for people to do it. Yeah, it's... The equation is very simple, and it makes a lot of sense. As I'm sure y'all are very much aware if you've done the Expulsum Shuffle. Like, I don't know why they decided that that was the thing to do for crafting this expansion. It's so tedious and so boring and so uninteresting. Like, of all the things, like, the Scrapper was a cool idea. I like the whole, like, recycling of, you know, gear idea. That's cool. But, like, the Expulsum part, it's just so boring. Like, come on, Blizzard. You're better than that. I'm hoping things get a little more interesting in Shadowlands. All right, Garbage Fire the Shaman is a jewel crafter and an alchemist. We're not doing any daily jewel crafting cooldowns yet, but we are transmuting some anchors. So, okay, we've actually still got this queued up from the other day, which is nice. So all I gotta do is pop up here and search for some items. So the way I'm doing this, I have a couple alchemists on this server. As you can see, I'm only searching for Riverbud and Siren's Pollen. And just buying 5 at a time if it's over 80% market value. You know, you're still gonna make a profit. And then if I ever see the herbs under 80% market value, I'm just, you know, buying like a sack of 100 just to, you know, get them while they're cheaper. It's not like super optimized, but the way I see it, it's just a way to like make a little bit extra gold and, you know, not have to purchase things on the auction house every day. I don't know. It makes sense in my head. I don't know if anyone followed that at all, but to me it made sense. And then, of course, we have the Winter's Kiss already because we have some of it stockpiled in the bank. So that's all fine and dandy. Get some more Expulsum. Interesting little aside real quick on jewel crafting, actually. These rings, I think, are actually like low-key a hidden secret Expulsum Goldmaker. They're only 1 Expulsum per, which is great, because, you know, as we were just discussing, it's a pain in the ass to get these things. And gems are dirt cheap. Ore is, like, gone up a little bit in price, but still totally reasonable. These things are selling, like, 800 gold, but as you can see, like, the cost to craft them, it's, like, less than 200 gold. And that's even with, I think I have a fancy Expulsum equation in there. Yeah, so that's using, like, the Tidespray Linen equation. But yeah, these things actually sold pretty well. I think you can see I've sold 12 of just these Amber Blaze loops. I originally was just kind of throwing them up on the auction house because I was using them to level up jewel crafting, which I was sort of doing, I don't even remember why, just to have it, I guess. But yeah, these things actually decent gold maker. So we're not gonna craft. You know what? How many we got? 8. Only 1 Royal Quartz loop on the auction house at the moment. 5 of these guys and some of these guys. So yeah, let's actually just go ahead and craft these. So we need some Royal Quartz. Just gonna go buy some from the auction house real quick. I know I said that we're just trying to do the daily stuff on all these characters first, but I feel like this is an appropriate thing to be doing in a daily situation. And don't worry, I have not forgot the bag of anchors yet. I'm just getting a little sidetracked. All right, so we need some more storm silver ore too. I guess we can do this properly. Just queue it up and see how much we need. I guess we gotta change this. Need 37 storm silver ore. Just buy like 100 of it. It's pretty cheap. Cool. Alrighty, so let's craft these rings. Pro tip for crafting old transmog, Relic of the Past 1, makes it made with tailoring. Linen is usually really cheap, 5 silver each. With 1 thread from the vendor, increases the cost to make them by 5 gold, but reduces the deposit cost by like 99%. Yes, that is something that I actually have been meaning to explore a little bit. Obviously, the theory behind it is totally rock solid, Mr. Val Shara. Hit the nail on the head. It's just not something I've had an opportunity to, like test out. I assume it's gonna work, but I do want to test it. No, Drew, I'm not gonna come play Warzone. Love you, buddy, but not right now. Yeah, so the deposit fees is something I'm hoping to talk a little bit more in depth about at some point, because I've got a lot of thoughts on them, and actually the thing that I kind of did first when I sort of got back into gold making right before the pre-patch hit was create this fancy little where is it? Custom sources. This cost to sell string, which I know I'm not the first person to ever do this, but I'll actually just go and plot this in there in case you're curious. So the idea here is that you figure out how many times you have to post an auction to get it to sell, which is this part of the equation. It's basically doing like the inverse of the sale rate, because the sale rate is the percentage chance of an auction selling every time you post it. So if you 1 divided by that gives you the number of times you need to post it, which is like, 200 if it's 0.01, whatever. It gets mathy. You can figure out the actual details, but this is the number that I'm choosing to use, and then you multiply that by how many or what the posting fee is. So this is where what you're talking about, Valshura, comes in. Reducing this value by using the Relic of the Past can be very effective, since that's the vendor sell price times I think it's like 5%, 10%, something. I guess we can look at the equation. Post fee long, 0.6%. Okay, so 60%. What is that? Yeah, 60% of the vendor sell rate, or 4 silver if it's below that, or if not if it's below it, but if it's like an enchanting material, right? Those things don't have sell prices. And then you just kind of multiply that, then add in the what is region market average? Oh, this is the auction house cut, effectively. It's not 100% accurate because, like, the price you actually posted up for varies, but market average, that's going to give you a pretty reliable amount to give you a profit. This doesn't work in every single scenario. It works in many scenarios, but I've been pretty happy with it so far. All right, so we're just going to post these things up. That's definitely part of the daily routine. I think we've got everything. We've got the world quests. There's not any jewel crafting or alchemy ones, at least nearby. Got no gold emissaries. We're not doing the Headless Horseman anymore, by the way. That's sort of what got me into this whole, like, let's do every single character thing. But got that the other day, so that's pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. Just as a bit of an aside. So just to sort of regather my thoughts on that one. I've been trying to focus on goals. Is actually a beautiful segue, by the way. I've been trying to keep myself focused on goals in World of Warcraft. And one of my goal sections, let's actually just bring this up because I think it's pretty interesting to look at. Shouldn't be anything too secret in here. So WoW goals. I've got this big old document. It's getting a little bit out of hand in some cases, but we're going to breeze past that fact. So one of my things is like, all right, mounts, right? Like farming mounts, that's kind of a cool thing. So here's some like mounts that I think are kind of cool that I might want to get someday. Here's ones that I'm sort of like telling myself, okay, I'm going to focus on getting these. These are some ones that I've gotten already. Headless Horseman mount. So always kind of wanted that mount, always kind of liked the look of it. And decided, all right, you know what, this year I've got a bunch of 50 characters, or like characters that can potentially get it. Let's just do it. See what happens. And obviously we got it the other day, which was great. Super excited about that. But the thing that I think really is the big takeaway from it was, so it gave me a reason to log into every character every day. And in doing so, of course, my natural idea was like, all right, well, if I'm going to be logging into every character every day, I might as well see what extra stuff I can do to, add a little bit of extra gold making on top of that. Which, I don't know, that's the beauty of setting goals for yourself, because it gives you a reason to do something, and then that reason, it just like becomes other reasons to do things, and more opportunities come to you, and there's inspiration. I don't know, it's great. I'm obviously having a really difficult time articulating exactly what I'm thinking here, but You got to trust me on this one. Set goals for yourself. It's going to benefit you so much. So much. Okay. Now, reining that little bit of a tangent back in, let's get back into the result of that goal setting, which was all this daily stuff that we're now doing. Buying the herbs. We already have the Winter's Kiss on this guy. And, got some crafted stuff to repost. Man, I think this server is a fairly high population server, and the transmog sales just aren't quite there as much as my Alliance server, let me tell you. I mean, I don't have the same stock for sure. We're still working on that. But yeah, it's kind of rough. Feels like it's kind of rough. Man, yeah, every time we do that. So we're just going to go ahead and start posting. Oh, I hope I don't die from doing this. That would be very embarrassing. Let's see. So this character is alchemy and tailoring. I actually brought this character over from my Alliance server during the great Brutosaur push. And yeah, as a result, now we have 2 tailors. This one has all the actual interesting patterns, though. The other one is just, mostly was just a BFA tailor for all the uncanny gear, etc. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with Expulsum on this guy. I do have the Marks of Honor to unlock some more of the whatchamacallits, uncanny gear, if I wanted to. It feels like a bit of a waste, because I think that there's going to be quite a bit of utility for the uncanny gear come next expansion. I think my understanding is they're going to do the same as they did with the previous expansion, where profession recipes are locked behind PvP, which Blizzard, why do we do that? I don't know. It seems weird. I'm not complaining for myself personally, because if any of you have watched my recent This Week in Goldmakings, or noticed maybe over here on the side, one of my goals down here is to actually want to get to Glad this year, or next expansion, I should say. And yeah, so PvP, not a big deal for me. Actually, I've said this a few times recently, like the best thing in BFA for me was arena PvP. That's what I enjoyed the most. So, not a problem for me to get those Marks of Honor, but like it just seems so weird. What the hell is this? We got a little disco party going on at the mailbox. That's pretty cool. I wonder what's up with that. Come on, I've never seen this before. Well, that's great. Alright. We posted stuff already. We could go to the garrison on this guy, because, yeah, Hexweave is... Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little on the fence about the Hexweave still. I'm a little bit salty because I did not do the research on what would happen to the upgrade items come pre-patch. So I made like 3 or 4 of them, posted them up a few days before pre-patch hit, logged back into this guy, and I had some gray items in the mail. So that was nice. Totally my fault. Should have actually looked into it. But definitely a feels bad moment for sure. So a little bit wary of the Hexweave at the moment. I know the bags are still like a thing, which is mind-blowing, truly, because you can buy the the deep sea, the 30 slot BFA bag for like 200 gold tops, and the Hexweave bags I think sell for like over 1,000. Like what that doesn't make any sense, right? Like Hexweave bag, where is it? Oh, come on, I have it right. Yeah, it's down here. Okay, 730 market value. I don't know, man. Like, they look kind of cool. I know the what do they call it? The economy podcast that Shay, Dripper, Hickons, Salmonan, and Mr. Lazy Goldmaker did the other day. They were talking a little bit about these bags and like how people are still buying hexweave bags, and like for the icon, like I don't know, man, that seems a little sketchy. Not sketchy is not the right word, but like I just don't get that. So all this to say, I'm still very wary of the hexweave. I don't know. Just not a huge fan of it right now. But I know better I know not to get my emotions too involved in the gold making process. So we're just gonna keep making it, and eventually someday we'll come back to it and say, all right, yeah, we'll just make some more transmog and throw it up, and it'll be fine. So that said, we should actually do the craft and maybe pick some herbs. These obviously we're looking like we're pretty good on the Gorgon fly traps. I have the this character's garden set up to just plant only the fly traps. I think it requires you to have an herbalism follower assigned to this building to do this. And I don't know if it has to be level 3 or not. But yeah, it's nice. You know, if you're not trying to like min-max your garrison too much, it can be very helpful. What up, nerd? What's up, Grant? How you doing? Good morning. We're doing a little product development, World of Warcraft gold making session. Trying to work through our daily stuff, make some gold, and then once we get through all the daily stuff, we're gonna do a little bit of, well, product development, developing new. I keep calling it new ways to make gold. For me, it's like creating more opportunities to make gold. None of the stuff we're doing here at the moment is really new or unknown to the community at large. Maybe we'll get into some of that, but yeah, it's basically just getting myself set up for success come Shadowlands. Okay, so that's all of the level 50 characters, and we're going to move on, yes, to the Darkshore Druid. You might notice a pattern coming up with the next few characters when it comes to their name. Very creative, I know. Alright, so this Druid is the gathering tune for this server. I actually would like to call attention to a video that Samadan made, maybe about a month ago at this point, regarding gathering and gathering tunes. Now, obviously, anyone familiar with the gathering meta, if you will, in World of Warcraft knows that Druid is the best. No questions asked. Well, okay, Samadan brought up a very good point about Demon Hunters. Demon Hunters are also super sweet as a gathering character. You get a lot of mobility, similar to Druid. Obviously, you don't have travel form, but you got like the double jump. If you go tank form, you get double leaps. And like, I don't know, the glide is also really apparently a good thing for the Shadowlands zones. Like, there's a lot of up and down in some of them. I don't know. So I really liked that a lot, and I kind of wanted to go for that. However, I'm a little bit too invested on profession stuff on the Demon Hunter on this server. And as far as I know, you're still restricted to 1 Demon Hunter per server, so yeah. So that was kind of a bust there. I do kind of want to check though, now that I talk about it, whether or not you can make multiple Demon Hunters, because that would actually be super sweet if you could. So we'll check that after we log out on this character. But yeah, I think that's totally a reasonable thing. Like, maybe Demon Hunter is the correct character to be using or making your gathering tune. But all that said, I did want a Druid on this server. I was doing actually a decent amount of PvP on another Druid on the Alliance side. And yeah, really enjoying it. So I wanted to just have access to one. And then, of course, the classic, double gatherer Druid is nice to have access to. I am kind of toying with the idea of making a decent amount of gold at the beginning of the expansion with some gathering. We'll see how that goes, whether or not that pans out or not. And yeah, that's kind of the Druid idea. There was a chance for a little while that Druid might be my kind of second main, or my healer main, I suppose. Since, yeah, Resto Druid's pretty fun to heal on. All right, so let's actually go ahead and repost some of these things too. So the daily thing to do with this Druid at the moment is, as you saw just a moment ago, gathering things in the Garrison Mine. This is actually getting into the territory I was talking about a little bit earlier with Sharkin's current big project of making a Jard's army. So here's the basic concept. The garrison is a great source of experience over time. You can very easily set up a mine and an herb garden and just run around every day. You log into the character once, pick all the herbs, pick all the mining nodes, and get a pretty solid amount of resource or experience just from doing that. Super easy experience, and it's not going to happen overnight. Obviously, it's going to take a while, but eventually, if you do this on 4 or 5 different characters, well, you'll have a bunch of max level characters just from logging in, making some gold, and leveling up your character. So that's sort of the plan. Now, obviously, we're not going to be doing it on this particular character because of the aforementioned gathering druid situation. I didn't want to sell those actually, but it's fine, whatever. Other characters are going to be engineers because of the Sky Golem mount and crafting it. It's pretty easy, relatively easy, to get a Missa Pandaria engineer leveled up. We might actually get into a little bit of that on this monk. And yeah, pretty much if you can get a handful of characters with Cataclysm, or I keep saying Cataclysm for the Sky Golem out, with Missa Pandaria engineering set up, then you just log into that character, make the Jards, and after a month, you can make a Sky Golem. And that's some easy cash. I'm not going to get into the math of it at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it works. Okay, Darkshore DH. Okay, well that's to be expected, I suppose. Hold on, we gotta delete a character. How about Terrakar? Yeah, we don't need this guy. 10 years ago, thought it was super clever. Call it a gnome priest. That was back when gnome priests actually were not a thing, by the way. So ahead of my time. All right, Demon Hunter, Blood Elf, customized, Darkshore DH. Well, I'll be darned. You can make multiple Demon Hunters now. All right, cool. Well, we're not going to work on that at the moment. Well, we will just log in just to start the rest of the experience ticking. But we're not going to go through the leveling process or anything on this character just yet. Wow, all right. Well, cool. We already learned something new. You can make multiple Demon Hunters on the same server now. That is quite excellent. Yeah, I got to rethink the whole Druid Gathering thing now. Cool. So yeah, the Sky Golem situation. Obviously, that requires a lot of Ghost Iron, as well as Spirits of Harmony, as both a raw material for it and a way to generate more. The living steel. That's what you need the Spirits of Harmony for. In addition to just buying Trillium or Ghost Iron from the Missa Pandaria Spirits of Harmony vendor. It's on my kind of mental list of things to do to make a proper spreadsheet for the Spirits of Harmony trading, since that I feel like doing the math on that's going to be worthwhile. But we'll get to that at a later point. For now, though, we are still going through all the daily things. All right, so we do have 2 of these little Jard's Army dudes, as you might call them, set up already. So we're definitely going to make the Jards on those characters. And this character has the Garrison Mine unlocked, so we got to do some leveling as well. Cool. All right, so we actually are going to need to go grab some Ghost Iron from the bank, which we'll need to hearth actually for. Still don't have this stuff completely set up. You may notice, I don't know if you can actually tell on the load screen, all these new characters, part of the Jard's army, are all Volpera, and there's a very good reason for that. The racial that they have access to that allows you to make a camp somewhere in the world and then return to it is I think a great tool. So the basic idea is you find some open world thing that you want to check up on every once in a while. Rare spawns, world bosses from previous expansions, maybe a vendor that sells something that's in limited stock and sells for a lot on the auction house. Anything like that, you just make a camp next to it, and then maybe leveled up. You return to it every time you log in after you craft your jards, check the thing if it's up. If it is, get the thing, and then hearth back to your garrison. Super easy peasy lemon squeezy. Previously to the Volpera, you would have to, take the character to that location and just leave them there, and that's all they would do if you wanted to do something like that. But yeah, with the Volpera racial, now you can go back to your camp. And yeah, so that's the logic for the Volpera. Aside from the fact that they've got these fluffy little tails, I guess I don't know, that could be a positive for some people. Yeah. Also, another nice little bonus is the saddlebags racial. Get 8 extra bag slots. Not super duper relevant, but certainly nice. As you can see, we get nice gold bags. All right, so we're gonna hearth, go to the bank, grab some ghost iron, craft the jards, and then probably hearth back to the garrison. Yeah, check the cache, and then blah blah blah. How is it being Dirty Horde? I'm pretty faction agnostic, to be honest. I know we're on Horde right now, but I really could care less. This is just, that's where we're at. I got plenty of Alliance tunes too, you know that. Okay, let's check the ghost. Oh, that's a problem. This is the struggle. The struggle of not having enough ghost iron. All right, we gotta swap back to a different character real quick. I think there's actually plenty of ghost iron on the Paladin, but yeah, okay. I don't want to muddy up the presentation with a bunch of ghost iron ore smelting. Maybe if we have something to discuss in a little more in depth in a bit, we can do that. Cool. All right, so yeah, Dirty Horde. That's where all the cool kids are, though, to be honest. So yeah. I say that kind of off the cuff, but like actually though, I feel like a majority of players these days are on the Horde. I don't have any numbers behind that, other than look at all the top guilds and all the top PvPers, and you'll notice something that they're kind of all on Horde. The reason for that is there's multiple reasons, but mostly, but if I had to sum up the reasons, it would be all the players play Horde because that's what all the players have been playing. I don't know. Riot, balance racials, please. See, the thing is, they did balance racials, but the damage was already done because at some point racials were not balanced and everyone went Horde, and then they unbalanced them. But thing is, when you when you balance things, like there's no reason to like go back to the alliance, right? Like you're already Horde, well they're balanced, all right, I guess we'll just stay Horde then. And then there's more people on Horde, so well, now you're just now everyone's just Horde, and that just sort of spirals out of control. All right, we got this cool little macro down here to just make the jards. That's super fancy. It's interesting. So you make this macro, run, pick up spell, and then the spell ID for make jards. And this actually like gives you the spell on your cursor, and then you place it on your action bar. It's kind of a weird thing, but useful macro. We'll make this in here in case anyone's curious. And okay, so now we're gonna hearth back to the garrison after we deposit the ghost iron ore back in the bank, because we're gonna need that on more characters. Now, oh, I see. Okay, so I actually do have some on the rogue as well. Okay. Also, while I'm on this character, I want to send these goggles over to my enchanter, because I think disenchanting these is going to be the way to go. Again, not trying to stress myself out by doing too many things, but I think that getting a bunch of raw enchanting materials is going to be beneficial at some point in the near future. Yep. Okay. Hearth. Then we swap characters. All right, what other topics do we have today? So we did talk a little bit about goals a little bit earlier, how I think they're incredibly important for having success in enjoying the game and playing the game. But Evergreen Goldmaking is the other topic I had earmarked for discussion. So I guess first thing to do is sort of just describe what that is. And what that is gold making methods that are timeless. They're always going to be good because they're not required, or they're not dependent on a particular state of the game, for example. So, for example, alchemy, current expansion alchemy is very dependent on end game players needing consumables, rating, mythic plus. So that profession is only really effective when there's people trying to push endgame content. When there's no demand for consumables, you can't make as much money. Moment, please. This character is not ready to be logged onto yet. We're gonna swap back. We're gonna do the hunter next. Oh, I see. Okay, somehow this got dragged to the wrong spot. What the heck? Well, that's a bug, right? How do you... Oh. See, I should know better. The drag and drop is not working properly at the end of the character list. All right. Moving on. Evergreen gold making methods. So, yeah, things like crafted transmog kind of transcend expansions because, you know, the people who are interested in purchasing transmog gear... Like, while demand may go up and down based on where we are in the expansion cycle, it's not, like, dependent on the current expansion being out for it to be something that people want to do. So, yeah, the idea then is... What am I trying to say? Evergreen gold making methods, I think that they're a great thing to be doing all the time. Because they're always reliable, they're always going to make you money. Yeah, there you go. Like, obviously, with new stuff coming into the game, more volatility, if you will, being introduced into the markets, that's a great opportunity to make a ton of gold because, you know, wild fluctuations in prices are great opportunities to flip things if you're knowledgeable about what the markets are. You know, new content, there's new stuff to discover, and if you can be the first to market there, you can charge a premium. All these things are great, but I think that you need to have both sides, right? You need to have your old faithfuls to generate consistent income, because you can then use that consistent income to experiment with the new stuff. So that's kind of the basis of what I mean by evergreen gold making. I think it's very important to keep those in mind. Keep your, you know, crafted transmog going. Keep your emissary quests is actually another one, which, you know, a consistent gold maker. Speaking of which, let's just go ahead and start doing those. And yeah, that's all I'm saying. Because like without cash, you can't try new ventures. You need the gold. You need the startup capital to explore new things. I don't know. That topic is, I feel like I needed a little bit more substance to that discussion topic. Kind of just rambling about it, which I suppose is fine, but also not at the same time. Okay, so we have two emissaries up on this character. We've got Talangi's Expedition and the Unshackled, which is, of course, Najjatar. So let's have a look. Oh, assault going on. That's actually pretty nice because that gives us more options. So I tend to favor gold. Well, in order of importance, Expulsum world quests, Gold world quests, Reputation world quests, and then everything else. Because those three things, Expulsum, Gold, and Reputation, have a fairly direct connection to making gold. Obviously, the gold one makes you gold. Expulsum is useful for crafting all the extremely lucrative, uncanny stuff. And then Reputation leads to the Paragon caches for the extra gold as well. So we've got a couple gold quests here and a Reputation one. Yeah, that's looking like a pretty solid little route. A couple, and this Tortollan one is one of the ones that I don't hate doing, so I don't want to gouge my eyes out as a result of it. I'll give you one guess to figure out which Tortollan world quest I don't like. Should be pretty, although I have heard some discussion about which ones are the most hated, and yeah, it's interesting. Why are there two? Oh, interesting. So there's two work order world quests over here. Huh. Right stacked on top of one. Okay, you can see the difference there. All right, as we're flying over to Nazmir, let's take a look at Nazjatar as well. So I do the world boss already on this character? I guess so. Baked potato. So that's actually a really important one to get. I mean, not super important these days, but basically, if you have the recipe profession world quests unlocked, like if you've learned the recipe, then there's a chance for these recipe world quests, because they still keep coming back, but if you already know the recipe, then there's a chance that it rewards Expulsum instead of the recipe, or gold, or whatever. So yeah, that's just one more way or opportunity to get more Expulsum. So we're definitely going to do that. This one's nice and easy. Bracers can lead to more gold, since you can disenchant or expulsumize it. And then we'll probably do that guy. I think we're getting close to our first one. All right, is this the Glopmaw? Oh yeah, so this rare is kind of cool. This it drops a ring that increases your swim speed, which is like, I appreciate that things like that are still in the game, because it's cool, like little utility things. It's very vanilla-esque, like just random items that do a little bit of extra thing. It's not like a combat stat increase, but it's just a cool little flavor thing. Stuff like that, I think, really keep the game interesting. It's good, like that stuff. Like, yeah, I've got that ring from when I leveled this character originally and killed that rare in the bank somewhere, just in case I ever want to like go for a swimming race or something, real hoarder stuff. All right, Shell Game is next. All right, intense focus is required to do this one successfully. So Crystal, Blood, Shark, Crab. Crystal, Blood, Shark, Crab. Orb, Crystal. All right, so Crystal, Blood, Shark, Crab, Orb. Orb, Blood, Shark, Crab. Blood, Shark, Crab, Angel, Blood. Blood. I think this is an angel. You can kind of see it underneath there. Shark, crab, mech, turtle. Shark, crab, mech, turtle. All right, we should be good on the rest. Shark, crab, mech, turtle. Oh. If I used my system, it would be great. All right, mech, and then crab. Yeah, it's funny. I do think it's funny how you can sometimes see the animations behind the shells. Do a little bit of cheeky cheating isn't the word I wanted to use, but it's definitely cheating. All right, what world quest is this? We got to do ancient texts examined. Can we do these mounted? No, that's okay because it's Halloween and we get the overpowered broom. It makes things so much easier. Instant mount is pretty good, it turns out. Super duper handy. I was watching another stream recently. I don't actually know how to say their name, but Quine Q9 Moon, the guy who's going for 100% all the things on all classes, which is super cool. Mad jelly of that guy being able to do that. But he was theorizing, like, it'd be cool if they added a mount to the game, like a jetpack mount that was an instant mount, and made it like you had to purchase it with gold cap. It'd be pretty wild. I really don't think that Blizzard would ever do that, but maybe. I don't know. The world's kind of turned upside down anyway, so anything's possible. I think it'd be pretty wild. And it would definitely give me even more reason to go after my Shadowlands goal of obtaining a gold cap. Because I would definitely purchase an instant mount jetpack. No questions asked. Alright, one more, and we are good on the Nazmir quests. Let's see, how many we only have 3 Nazjatar ones marked. I guess we can do this. I hate that one. Queen, yeah, those are right next to each other. I don't know about the shell one so much, but it's shouldn't be too big of a deal. Just right clicking on these guys. Easy peasy. I assume the Aligned Soldiers one. Yep, that's just a different one. Different world quests. So these circles are where the crawler mines are. Oh, I see. We're repairing. How do you repair a mine? That seems like... Because isn't the whole idea that it just explodes and it's done for? I don't know, Blizzard. It's a little questionable on that one. But I suppose there's plenty of things that we suspend our disbelief for in this game already. We'll let it slide for now. Cool. Alright, so that's all of our world quests completed for Nazmir. Oh, no it's not. We need to... What do we need to do now? Use the remote mind controls, which is over here. Am I going to have to, like, go run them into a bunch of soldiers or something? We sure are. Alright, now what we've got to do. Azerite War Machine destroyed. Where is it? Is it over here? Detonate on an alliance target. Deal with a threat. Interesting. Are these Azerite war machines? Those just look like siege engines to me. Just make them go faster. Okay. Yeah, I assume we just kind of have to get to the end here. I've never actually done this particular world quest before. Is this a... Oh, I see. You gotta, like, kill the frost guards as you're going. Okay. Alright, alright. I'm into it. There, okay, yeah, there's the Azerite war machine. Cool. Yeah, this sweet gold making content here, let me tell you. Doing world quests. But, you know, again, I'm never going to stop saying this. Doing the boring stuff that no one else wants to do is usually the way to make good gold. Because if somebody else doesn't want to do it, then there's an opportunity for gold to be made. Not that, like, I'm suggesting you should offer your services to complete world quests for people. Although now that I say that, there could be something there. Yeah, because, like, what if you offered to get on your 2-person flying mount, invite somebody to a group, and then just take them around whatever zone they wanted to complete world quests for, and just do all the world quests for them. I bet that's a pretty niche market, but, you know, maybe somebody just wants to do it. They pay you like 500 gold for it, and there you go. That's taking care of 2 things at once, because you can get the world quest done for yourself, which is going to make you some amount of gold, and get paid a little bit extra as well. All right. We'll write that one down. World quest completion service? Question mark? It's like probably. You know, that one probably won't go anywhere, but those are the kind of ideas. You got to have these kind of ideas if you're going to innovate, you know? And here at Darkshore Capital, we embrace innovation. How's that for some corporate mumbo jumbo? Oh, man. All right, so I'm thinking we're probably going to wrap up these world quests, do a little bit more product development on the Jard's army, and then probably call it good. Okay, to Legends Expedition. Excellent, excellent. Ooh, I know what we're going to do. This actually, it's probably debatable as to whether or not this is faster, since the Horde main city layout, man, I don't know if you guys are familiar with how the Horde main city in Battle for Azeroth is laid out, but man, oh man, it is quite obnoxious. I guess I gotta fly all the way back up here. It's rough. It's very rough. Yeah, so here's the plan. We're going to finish off the Unshackled World quests, keep our expectation. Ooh. I wish I had noticed that before I went back to Dazara Lore. Ugh, that is awkward. All right, we're going to leave the Unshackled for a different day, and we're going to fly back to Telangian's Expedition. Yeah, we're actually going to grab on the flight path, because I need to take a short break to relieve myself. And then we'll be back. Do a little bit more product development, and wrap it up. So please stand by for just a moment as I take a brief break. And we're back. My apologies for the brief intermission. So I was just thinking a little bit about it, and I still have 3 or 4-ish characters that I need to level up the Mists of Pandaria engineering in order to get access to the Sky Golem mount. Wow, that's worth nothing. And I'm currently pretty low on Ghost Iron and Ghost Iron related materials. So, because of that, for our last activity during this product development presentation, we're going to run through the necessary quests to unlock the Garrison Hearthstone for this character. There's quite a bit more effort required in getting the level 2 garrison unlocked on a fresh-ish character, which is unfortunate because this is quite tedious, and you need the level 2 garrison in order to get the herb garden and mining mine unlocked. So yeah, we won't be doing that right now, but we can at least get access to the garrison and start accumulating resources. First thing first, I want to throw the Sky Golem on this character's bars. We're going to stop by the mailbox. I think we're on... Yep, we are on the Warlords of Draenor timeline. And... Yep, we'll get going. You only need to do the Goblin questline in Spires of Iraq. Right. Man, I don't know. In order to unlock... What? Because I do recall, it's been a while since I did like some serious Warlords of Draenor stuff, but that sounds familiar. I know like needing to do Spires of Iraq stuff for something. Or are we talking? Are you talking about the mining pick thing? Because that's also something that I need to figure out. Is this are these spectral tigers? Wow, don't see that every day. Two of them next to each other. Maybe it's the same guy on it's like the same account or something. Cool. Yeah, so at least my plan is to like just go through the intro stuff. We can skip the intro scenario, thankfully. But yeah, you still got to do a few quests to actually get the garrison set up. Plus, you get in the garrison to travel there, and you get the salvage yard plans as well. Oh yeah. Okay, so the salvage yard, sure. I'm not really looking into doing the salvage yard at the moment. I don't really plan on building out all these characters' garrisons because the main two purposes of these new characters are make sky golems and get leveled up. As far as I know, the mission table doesn't give experience. Although now that I say that, maybe it does. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's something I might look into. But yeah, still going in the same with the same theme as before. I don't want to overwork myself and try to do too many things at once. Interesting to think about. I'm probably gonna make a note about that as we run down towards Khadgar. Make a note. Garrison salvage yard. Question mark. We'll be looking into that later. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about it in the future. All right, so real quick tutorial. Pro tip: you can skip the Warlords of Draenor intro scenario by abandoning this quest and running into the portal. So we got to get my bars set up. These are not the correct keybinds. And just like that, bibbidi bang, bobbidi boop. Here we are. Don't have to do all that nonsense. Cool. All right. So what? I guess we're arms. That's cool. Slam, whirlwind goes there. This goes there. Victory rush. I don't know. You can go there. Why do I have shield block on my bar? And it's cool that they added all these generic class abilities, I guess you could call them. But I also don't know when I'm ever gonna use shield block while I'm leveling my Jard's Arms Warrior. Picked up herbalism as the secondary profession on these characters for the time being, just as a little bit of an extra source of experience. Still haven't decided 100%, but I think the second profession, once they're all set up and good to go, up and running, will probably be alchemy. I do know that the effort to unlock the living steel transmutes for alchemy is significantly higher than the Jards for engineering. But you know, we'll get there eventually. I think I do want to look into it a little bit closer, see what the actual requirements are, and see if it'll be worthwhile. As of now, the plan will be to just use a transmute specialization, alchemist, and using the spirits of harmony, living steelcraft to get it done. All right, so World Quest Tracker, what is going on, buddy? Yeah, this one's pretty simple. We just kind of gotta run around, do a couple things around this garrison area, and then we'll have a garrison. I've done this a few times in the past few days. It gets a little tedious, but again, if something's tedious, it's probably worth doing in order to make gold. Well, I did not prepare another topic to discuss, but I guess we could talk more about the Jard's army, Sky Golems in general. If you don't know, the Sky Golem, the whole reason we're doing Sky Golems in the first place, you know, aside from the fact that, you know, they sell for around 30k at a minimum across any different server, it's useful for herbalism. And the reason the Sky Golem has a good price is because you can gather herbs while mounted in the Sky Golem. It's pretty much essential if you want to be gathering on a character that's not a druid, since it greatly increases the time, or greatly decreases the time it takes to run around and gather herbs. And as any good goblin knows, time is money, friend. So yeah, it's definitely worth the investment for the people trying to do herbalism early on in the expansion. Historically, there's been an increase in the price of Sky Golems at the start of expansions. I definitely took advantage of that for the beginning of Battle for Azeroth. Took a while to stockpile some Sky Golems before that. And yeah, definitely made some gold. I don't know, as kind of a post-mortem for that, I don't know if it was worth it for me to start stockpiling. It was probably like a year before the expansion actually dropped that I kind of made the decision, all right, I'm gonna stop selling my Sky Golems and just hold on to them until the expansion hits. I don't know if that was really worth it. I probably could have made more gold if I had sold those Sky Golems and invested that gold in something more profitable. But, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You gotta try things out sometimes. This time around, I mean, there's not gonna be enough time to really stockpile any. So, yeah, we're probably just gonna sell them. Although now that I talk it through, it's probably going to be worth it to not just straight up sell the Sky Golems that I make, if I can't even make any before Shadowlands hits. Again, we don't know when the expansion's dropping yet, so it's kind of not possible to really say if I'll have enough time to have any stockpiled. My guess is there'll probably be enough time for at least one round, I should say, depending on how quickly I can get the Jard's army built up. Very close to getting one completed on my Paladin. I think it's like 26 or 27 Jards at the moment when you need 30 total. So it'll be nice to have at least one. Alright, that's all of those dudes. This is what the Sky Golem looks like, by the way. One big complaint I have with the Sky Golem, this isn't so relevant for early on in expansions because flying isn't a thing yet, but when you fly with a Sky Golem, man, that thing just like sways back and forth across the screen like crazy, and it's not like quite sickening, but so difficult sometimes to just tell where you are. I could get that it's like silly and goofy and a goblin thing, and like what World of Warcraft is kind of a silly game, but man, it's so annoying. Super annoying. Whoa, that guy got shredded by my racial. That's crazy. I still don't actually really even know what this Volpera racial thing does. Bag of Tricks just kind of like blasts things, I guess. That's what I've learned so far. I know you can change it too, which is kind of cool. You can like, yeah, rummage in your bag. Let's rummage in a minute here. Get these on my bar as well. I haven't decided yet where I'm going to make the camp for all these different characters yet, but I've got some ideas. Outland is a place that I kind of am favoring for parking characters at the moment. Oh, okay. I just have two of those for some reason. We're not going to get to my Alliance characters today, but I do actually have some Alliance characters parked in some choice locations across Outland. More on that in a later video, though, I think. We'll leave that for a different time. Alright, so I think this is actually the quest to unlock the Garrison Cache, which is sort of the main reason to do this. And there it is. So I think with that, we're going to call it good. It's been real, everyone. I want to thank everyone for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this presentation. Again, this was broadcast live on Twitch, on the Twitch platform. However, we're going to be doing these probably on the regular, having things to discuss, running through daily stuff, doing some product development on gold making methods. And yeah, so if you wish to participate in the Q&A or discussion on any of these topics, head on over to twitch.tv/darkshore_capital. Give the channel a follow so you get a notification when the go live happens. I'll of course be posting on Twitter for a notification about that as well. And, if you can't make the live stream, we haven't figured out a schedule or anything yet. Be working on that in the near future. If you can't make the live stream, the videos will be saved on YouTube and made available to watch whenever you want. I think that's all I got for today. Thank you everyone so much for watching. And follow me on Twitter at DarkshoreCap. Follow me on YouTube, Darkshore Capital on YouTube. I think that's what we got. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.